sobrang dami ng liabilities and accounts payable ng company, I find the company in danger to liquidation.
Junes, ito na. Alam mo ba, yung company sa kabilang block, ang dami ng hakaw na shareholders sa ganda ng business nila. Nakapag-trigger ka na lang sa kuha. Sumasaka.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm here to demand my payout share as your shareholders. Here are my legal documents. I'll review your request. Balik ka mamaya. Lunch na.
Go. Lagi na pa yung kain.
I'm back to follow up my request.
Uy, tayo wala pa silang CEO. Nasa Starbucks pa bumili ng kape. Pero alam mo ba, mas maganda kung hindi ka muna mag-request mo. Depend kasi yung company. Hindi ka man na.
Hindi, kasi may karapatan naman akong mag-demand ng payoff shares ko. Meron ka ba?
Ayon sa Section 18 ng Corporation Code of the Philippines, ang isang stockholders ay may karapatan na mag-demand ng payment ng kanyang shares at its fair value if he or she disapproves to the proposed solution or action of the corporation. But how is this exercised? According to Section 81, a stockholder may issue or give a written demand of payment to the corporation of his share at his fair value within 30 days from the date of voting, provided that if the stockholder fails to do so, it will be deemed as a waiver of his right. If the implemented plan or the proposed action of the company really pushed through, then the company shall pay the stockholder upon surrendering the certificate of stock of the shareholders. If within 60 days from the date of approval of the stockholders of the proposed action and hindi magkasundo ang stockholders at the company kung magkano nga ba ang fair value na babayaran, pwede silang magtalaga ng 3 disinterested na tao para mag-appraise ng value. The majority finding shall be final and their award shall be paid by the corporation within 30 days after such award is made, provided that no payment shall be paid to any dissenting stockholders unless there are unrestricted retained earning to cover such payment. After mabayaran ng corporation ng stockholders, ang stockholders ay dapat i-transfer nito ang kanyang shares pabalik sa kumpanya. According to Section 82, if ang stockholders ay nagdemand ng payment sa korporasyon, lahat ng kanyang shares, voting rights, and dividends shall be suspended unless or until the proposed action is suspended or abandoned, or if the corporation fails to pay the stockholders within 30 days. Meaning to say, ang shares as well as voting rights and dividends ng isang stockholders ay mere-restore if within 30 days ay hindi pa ito nababayaran ng kumpanya. According to Section 83, hindi na pwedeng bawiin ng stockholders ang kanyang demand of payment sa korporasyon unless pinayagan ito ng korporasyon. If pinayagan man ito ng korporasyon pero ang proposed action is na-abandon or the commission disapproves the proposed action, then the right of the shareholders to be paid at fair value shall be ceased and all the rights of the stockholders is restored, as well as the dividends accrued, it shall be paid back to the stockholder. According sa Section 84, generally, ang magbe-bear ng costs or expenses of the appraisal is the corporation, unless napatunayan ng corporation ang kanyang proposed price to be paid to the shareholders is literally the same to the appraised value, then the stockholder shall bear all the expenses. So, if ang corporation ay nagbigay ng amount or price ng fair value at same lang naman siya sa na-appraise na amount ng mga appraisers, then the stockholder shall pay the costs and expenses of appraisal. On Section 85, nabanggit na within 10 days from the date of demand of payment, the shareholders or the stockholders shall present or surrender its certificate of stocks, which is nagre-represent ito ng kanyang shares sa company. If he fails to do so, then his right under this title shall cease. If the shares represented in the certificate is transferred and the certificate is cancelled, then the right of the transferor as a dissenting stockholder shall cease, and the transferee shall have the rights as a regular stockholder.
Guys, I have an idea. Since marami naman pera yung sugar daddy ko, what if we join together our money and create a business? Diba? Like, imagine.
Wala ka dyan.
Nice idea. Slayable.
It needs to be bongga, extravagant, exquisite, and just like me. Queens, what if we franchise a coffee shop here in our village?
Or what if we just join together to make an investment toward our corporations? What do you think, guys?
Pero ano nga ba ang non-stock corporation?
According to Section 86 and 87 of the Revised Corporation Code of the Philippines, a non-stock corporation is a type of organization that doesn't distribute profits to its members. Instead, it uses its income to further its mission, which is usually charitable, educational, religious, or for some other public benefits. Think of non-profit organizations like charities or schools. They are governed by a board of trustees and have members, but the member don't own share or receive dividend. Chapter 1 is about members. This chapter deals with the rights and responsibilities of the member of a non-stock corporation. So we have 3 key points here. The Section 88 is the right to vote. Members may have the right to vote on important decisions like electing trustees or approving changes to the corporation bylaws or the internal rules. The extent of voting rights can be defined in the corporation funding documents. The second one is Section 89, transferability of membership. Typically, membership in a non-stock corporation is not something that can be bought or sold. It usually tied to a specific role or affiliation. For example, membership in a professional association is usually earned through qualification and is not transferable. The third one is Section 90, termination of membership. This section explains how someone can lose their membership, for example, violating the rules or resigning. So we can now move to the Chapter 2, trustees and officers. This chapter describes the governance structure of the non-stock corporation. So again, we have 3 key points here. First is the Section 91, election and term of trustees. A board of trustees is elected to oversee the corporation's activity. The number of trustees and their term lengths are specified in the corporation founding document. The second one is Section 92, election of officers. The trustees usually elect officers like a president, secretary to manage the day-to-day operation. Next is meeting. This section likely covers the rule around holding meetings of members and trustees. For example, bylaws might specify that the Board of Trustees must meet at least 4 times a year. In Chapter 3, distribution of assets. This chapter outlines what happens to the corporation's asset if it dissolves. According to Section 93, Rules of Distribution, if the non-stock corporation dissolves, its assets are typically distributed to other organizations with similar mission, not to individual members. That must be paid first. For example, if a non-profit environmental organization dissolves, its remaining assets might be given to another environmental protection group. Plan of distribution. A formal plan is usually created and approved by the members to guide the distribution assets. For example, the dissolving organization might create a plan specifying how much money goes to each recipient organization.
To officially start our meeting for today, I would like to inform you guys that we need more shareholders for this company to further increase our equity.
May problema tayo dyan.
Baka maging sobra sa 20 yung shareholders natin.
Given the nature of our corporation, which is a closed corporation, tama nga, may problema tayo dyan. Ano nga ba ang closed corporation?
Ba't di mo basahin?
Under Section 100, kahit walang formal na board meeting na tinawag ng maayos, ang desisyon ng mga direktor sa isang closed corporation ay maaaring ituring na valid kung natugunan ang alinman sa mga sumusunod na kondisyon. Lahat ng direktor ay pumirma ng written consent. Lahat ng stockholders ay alam o sang-ayon sa aksyon. O nakasanayan na nilang magdesisyon ng informal na walang pagtutol mula sa stockholders o direktor. Ang isang direktor na hindi nakadalo sa ganitong meeting ay tuturing na pumayag sa desisyon. Maliban kung magsusumiti siya agad ng nakasulat na pagtutol matapos malaman ang desisyon. Ang layunin nito ay gawing mas flexible ang proseso ng desisyon sa mga closed corporation, basta't may pagkakaintindihan ang mga kasangkot. Under Section 101, sa madaling salita, ang preemptive right ng mga stockholders sa isang closed corporation ay nagbibigay sa kanila ng karapatang mauna sa pagbili ng anumang bagong shares ng kumpanya na ibibenta, kahit na ito ay para sa mga serbisyo o pambayad ng utang ng kumpanya. Ngunit kung nakasaad sa Articles of Incorporation na iba ang patakaran, pwedeng hindi ito masunod. Ibig sabihin, may pagkakataon ang mga kasalukuyang stockholder na mapanatili ang kanilang porsyento o bahagi sa pagmamayari ng kumpanya bago ibenta ang shares sa iba.
Section 103 under the Title 12 of Closed Corporation addresses a deadlock. A deadlock occurs when the directors or stockholders of a corporation are so divided that they cannot agree on an important decision necessary for the operation of the business. This situation can paralyze the corporation's ability to function effectively, which is particularly detrimental in closed corporations where the relationships among stockholders are often more personal and intertwined. Here provisions of Section 103, we have circumstances leading to deadlock. The section applies when the votes required for corporate actions cannot be secured due to divisions among directors or stockholders. This division must be significant enough that it hampers the corporation's ability to conduct its business in a manner that benefits all stockholders. Number 2, we have the petition to the Commission. Any stockholder can file a written petition to the Securities and Exchange Commission if they believe a deadlock exists. This petition initiates a process where the Securities and Exchange Commission can intervene to resolve the dispute. Number 3, power of the commissions. Upon receiving a petition, the Securities and Exchange Commission has several powers to address the deadlock. Letter A, alteration of corporate documents. The Securities and Exchange Commission can cancel or modify provisions in the Articles of Incorporation, bylaws, or stockholders' agreement that may be contributing to the deadlock. Letter B, enjoining corporate actions. The Securities and Exchange Commission can cancel or prohibit resolutions or actions taken by the corporation's board, stockholders, officers, or other parties involved in the dispute. Letter C, share purchase requirement. The Securities and Exchange Commission may require that shares of any stockholders may be purchased at fair value. This can be done either by the corporation itself, regardless of its retained earnings, or by other stockholders. Letter D. Appointment of Provisional Director. The Security and Exchange Commission has the authority to appoint a provisional director who is impartial and has no stake in the corporation's ownership or debts. This director acts as a neutral party to help break the deadlock. Letter E. Dissolution of corporation. In extreme cases, if no resolution seems possible, the Security and Exchange Commission can order the dissolution of the corporation. Letter F. Other relief measures. The Exchange Commission has broad discretion to grant any other relief deemed appropriate based on the circumstances surrounding the deadlock. Number 4. Role and authority of the provisional directors. A provisional director is not a receiver. They do not have custodial powers but possess all rights and powers of an elected director. They can participate in board meetings, vote on matters, and help facilitate decision-making until removed by order from the Security and Exchange Commission or by unanimous agreement from all stockholders. Compensation for provisional directors is determined through an agreement with the corporation. The importance of Section 103. This section is crucial for maintaining stability and fairness in closed corporations, where personal relationship among stockholders can complicate governance. Providing a mechanism for resolution through arbitration by the Security and Exchange Commission, it aims to protect minority shareholders and ensure that the corporate affairs can continue without being indefinitely stalled by disagreements.
Under Section 103, isipin ng isang maliit na korporasyon kung saan hindi nagkakasundo ang mga may-ari o shareholders o mga tagapamahala or directors sa mga mahalagang desisyon. Ito ay tinawag na deadlock at maaari itong pigilan ang mga kumpanya na gumana ng maayos. Binibigyan ng Section 103 ang Securities and Exchange Commission o SEC ng kapangyarihan na makialam at ayusin ang mga problema. Ang SEC o Securities and Exchange Commission ay maaaring baguhin ang panuntunan ng mga kasunduan upang malutas ang deadlock. Maaari ding bawiin ang mga desisyon ng mga shareholder o kung ang mga ito ay nagdudulot ng problema. Maaari ding magbigay ng utos, sabihin sa kumpanya ang gagawin or hindi na dapat gawin ng mga ilan pang bagay. Maaari ding pilitin ang pagbili ng bahagi ng isang shareholder na nagdudulot ng deadlock sa isang patas na presyo. Maaari ding magtalaga ng pansamantalang direktor. Maaring ito ay maglagay upang matulungan na masira ang deadlock. Maaari ding i-dissolve ang kumpanya kung ang deadlock ay hindi maayos at ang kumpanya ay malubhang naapektuhan. Maaaring i-dissolve ng SEC o ng Securities and Exchange Commission ang kumpanya. Under Section 104, tinalakay sa seksyong ito kung ano ang mangyayari kapag gusto ng isang shareholder na umalis sa isang maliit na korporasyon o kung kailangan na i-dissolve ang kumpanya. Sa pag-alis sa kumpanya, maaaring umalis ang isang shareholder sa isang maliit na korporasyon sa pamamagitan ng pagsunod sa mga patakaran sa mga dokumento ng kumpanya. Sa pag-dissolve ng kumpanya, maaaring i-dissolve ang kumpanya kung sumasang-ayon ang lahat sa mga shareholder na i-dissolve ito. Maaaring utusan ng SEC o Security and Exchange Commission na i-dissolve ito dahil sa isang deadlock o sa iba pang mga kadahilanan. Maaring nabigo ang kumpanya na matugunan ang mga legal na obligasyon nito. Sa madaling salita, ang mga seksyong ito ay parang mga espesyal na panuntunan para sa mga maliit na korporasyon upang matulungan silang harapin ang mga hindi pagkakaunawaan at mga problema. May kapangyarihan ang SEC o Security and Exchange Commission na makialam at tiyakin na maayos ang pagpapatakbo ng mga bagay-bagay. Tinalakay din dito kung paano maaaring umalis ang mga shareholder sa kumpanya o kung paano maaaring i-dissolve ang kumpanya kung kinakailangan na.